Now, you may remember when Bounce TV started, we had our first show from the set of, or it was the setting of the Big Bend Minority Chamber of Commerce's annual Welcome Back legislative reception for Florida legislators. Well, joining us now is the President and Executive Director of the Big Bend Minority Chamber of Commerce, Windell Page. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
It's good to see you again. It's been some months.
Yeah, I know. We're hanging in there.
Well, we're glad that you're a friend of Bounce. And first of all, give us a little bit of background. Why is the Big Bend Minority Chamber of Commerce necessary?
Well, there is a specific niche in this community for vendors who are aspiring to grow to a point that they can really fit into the mainstream of our economy. And as a result of that, there are certain steps that we can take as an organization that will help them better prepare to make the move into the economic mainstream. And then we looked at the fact that efforts have been concentrated pretty much in the Tallahassee area. And we wanted to be regional. We wanted to, there's power in numbers, so we wanted to expand what we were going to do to, you know, Wakulla and Franklin and Gaston and Leon County, so we do include all 5 counties, so there was more people who could get involved. And there is a certain level of training, a certain effort, what we call grassroots. Really getting out there and taking the message to the people, as opposed to creating an organization or having an organization that waits for the people to come to us.
Now, let me ask you this. As we talk about you know, economic development in our area, I want to talk about something that's happening in D.C. You and I kind of chatted about it briefly, and economic development's happening. It's a lot better than it was. I mean, your whole career has been about bringing business to the state and moving business forward. There's a proposal on the ground in Washington, D.C. for Walmart to come to the area and bring jobs to the area. But the D.C. City Council said that Walmart's not paying a living wage. They're paying minimum wage, not living wage. What are your thoughts about that as businesses come into the area and look to expand but say, hey, we may not be able to pay this money? Whose side is, who's on the right path there?
Well, let me just say this. One of my favorite sayings or terms that I've learned over the years came from Dr. King. Dr. King said that we are inextricably intertwined. So there is a pie, an economic pie, that's 360 degrees, and it requires some give and take and input from both sides, okay? First of all, I am for a living wage, obviously. I mean, our businesses depend on their customers to have funds in order to procure their goods or services. So they got to have the kind of money that allows our businesses to stay in business, okay? So I do believe that vendors should be paid a fair wage for a fair day's work. Now, specifically to Washington, D.C., I understand that the minimum wage, $8 and whatever it is at this point, $8.65, is in place as a minimum wage. But the cost of living in D.C. requires a wage that would be probably $12 an hour or plus. So,
or at least, as the city council said, I think $10, 10 something an hour. Yeah.
So I think there has to be some give and take there in order to ensure that folks are able to have affordable housing and to have discretionary funds that supports the rest of the economy within the community. So, I mean, recently, I'll give you an example. Recently, we, the Big Bend Minority Chamber of Commerce was on board with the support for wage increases for state employees. As you may be well aware, bringing it back home a little bit, here in the Big Bend particularly, and throughout the state of Florida, state employees had not received a raise in a number of years. And so there was a major push this year to get them more salary. And we were on board with that. We supported that. And we would support a living wage. But I think that the issue is this, again, our best customers are also state employees, okay? They support our businesses, and we're not in business if they don't have funds to utilize our products and services. So we have to be, as a chamber, about the bottom line of purchase orders and contracts. Therefore, we think it's a fair argument to request that folks be paid for honest day's pay.
We are going to bring you back regularly. It's always a joy to talk to you and go in depth, but promise to come back when we...
Anytime.
We'll be talking regularly on a regular basis about business forecasts and about what's going on in the area. But again, it's Windell Page with the Big Bend Minority Chamber of Commerce here on Bounce News.